When everything crumbled around me, I thought it was the end. The kind of end you can't escape from. A void so black, it feels like the air itself conspires to choke the life out of you. You've been there, haven't you? That moment when the world stops pretending to be kind and reveals its teeth. The betrayal, the loss, the emptiness that sets in when hope, your last fragile thread, snaps. But here's the thing no one tells you. The end isn't the end. It's the beginning of something else. Something dark. Something powerful. I didn't realize it at first. I was too busy drowning in my own misery. Too consumed by the wreckage of what once was. Friends disappeared. Promises evaporated. Dreams that I held so tightly crumbled like ash in my hands. And the more I tried to hold on, the more it slipped through my fingers. People always talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. But what happens when there is no light? What happens when all that's left is darkness? That's when the monster came alive. You see, I wasn't always this way. I wasn't always cold, relentless and unyielding. There was a time when I believed in the good in people, in the power of hope, in the idea that things would get better if I just held on. But hope is a cruel thing. It's like a candle in a storm, flickering and fragile. And when that candle finally goes out, you're left in the dark, forced to confront the raw, unfiltered truth of who you really are. And let me tell you something, that truth isn't pretty. It's jagged and sharp like broken glass. It cuts you in places you didn't even know existed. But those cuts, those wounds, they don't destroy you. No, they shape you. They carve you into something new. Something that doesn't need the light anymore. Because you've learned to thrive in the dark. People will tell you to stay soft, to keep your heart open, to never lose sight of the good. But those people don't know what it's like to be broken beyond repair. They don't know what it's like to scream into the void and hear nothing but your own echo. They don't know what it's like to watch everything you love slip away while the world carries on, indifferent to your pain. So no, I won't stay soft. I won't keep my heart open, and I sure as hell won't pretend that everything is okay, because it's not. It never was. When hope died, something inside me shifted. The chains that once held me back snapped. One by one, the fear that kept me small dissolved. The doubts that whispered in my ear grew silent, and in their place a fire ignited. Not the kind of fire that warms you, but the kind that consumes everything in its path. A fire fueled by anger, by pain, by the sheer will to survive in a world that tried to destroy me. The monster isn't some external force. It's not some demon lurking in the shadows. The monster is you. It's the part of you that refuses to give up, that claws its way out of the abyss, that fights tooth and nail to stay alive. It's the part of you that doesn't care about being liked or accepted, that doesn't need validation or approval. The monster doesn't play by the rules. It doesn't beg for scraps of kindness or wait for a helping hand. The monster takes. It survives. It thrives. And you're afraid of it, aren't you? You've spent your whole life trying to keep it locked away, trying to be the person everyone expects you to be, polite, kind, submissive. But what has that gotten you? Heartache? Betrayal? Disappointment? How many times have you put others first, only to be left with nothing? How many times have you swallowed your pain to make someone else comfortable? How many times have you silenced the monster inside you because you were afraid of what it might do? Well, I'm here to tell you, stop. Stop hiding. Stop apologizing. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Let the monster out. Let it roar. Let it claim its place in the world. Because the truth is, the monster isn't your enemy. It's your ally. It's the part of you that won't settle for less, that won't back down, that won't be broken. It's the part of you that knows what you're capable of, even when the rest of the world doubts you. I know what you're thinking. It sounds dangerous, reckless, maybe even a little bit insane. But isn't that the point? Isn't it insane to keep living the way you've been living, hoping for a different result? Isn't it reckless to keep giving pieces of yourself to people who don't deserve them? Isn't it dangerous to keep holding yourself back, to keep playing it safe, to keep shrinking yourself to fit into a world that was never meant for you? When hope died, I stopped playing it safe. I stopped waiting for someone to save me. I stopped looking for answers outside of myself. No one is going to hand you the life you want on a silver platter. No one is going to fight your battles for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to become the monster they fear. The monster they can't control. The monster that doesn't need hope, because it's fueled by something far more powerful. Self-belief. Self-belief is a dangerous thing. It's the kind of thing that makes people uncomfortable, because when you believe in yourself, truly believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. You become a force of nature, a storm that can't be tamed. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. You become free, but freedom comes at a cost. You have to let go of who you were. You have to let go of the version of yourself that relied on hope, that clung to the idea of a savior, that believed in the kindness of the world. You have to embrace the darkness, the pain, the anger. You have to let it fuel you, drive you, shape you. You have to become the monster. And once you do, there's no going back. The world will try to pull you back, to tame you, to break you, but they can't, because you've already been broken, and you've put yourself back together in a way they can't understand. You've become something they can't control, something they can't predict, something they can't destroy. So let them talk, let them judge, let them fear you, because they should. They should fear the monster that came alive when hope died. They should fear the fire that burns within you, the unyielding strength that refuses to be extinguished. They should fear you, because you are no longer bound by their rules, their expectations, their limitations. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And that, my friend, is what happens when hope dies. The monster comes alive, and it doesn't need the light, because it's learned to thrive in the dark.